Greetings from Snake Mountain Boat Works on Thursday, February 1, 2024. We're all hoping that Puxatawny Phil gives us an early spring when he jumps out of his hole tomorrow. Of course, that's become so commercial that it used to be fun. But also fun is this 1966 17-foot Chris Craft Cavalier, which has come into the shop for some major work. And if you remember, this model is all sheathed in vinyl. The biggest king plank I've ever seen is in fact a painted panel, it appears. We have the plexiglass windshield, and in this case, this windshield's really in excellent shape. The boat, unfortunately, was left sitting out in the rain for an awfully long time, uncovered. And so one of our first tasks has been to try to get the seating out of the boat and apart, and we're all done except for the helm station seat back, because it rained so much that all the foam behind this vinyl and in the other seat cushions, the aft seat back, are just sodden. We were able to take everything apart so far except the two seat backs, and the challenge here, because this vinyl's in pretty good shape, it's original. The challenge will be to get it off without tearing it. And I really think if you look right there, the reality is that the vinyls must come off the forward seat back, the helm station seat back. It's been chewed up. The green's torn in several places. It's really kind of sad, but when we take it off, the only way we match everything is to redo the aft seat back as well. And we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. I'm looking at this, and these vinyl boats are totally new to us. We have, in the 12, 13 years we've been saving old wooden boats, this is the first vinyl sheathed hull that's been in the shop. So we'll be doing some discovery as we go along. It almost looks like this, in fact, is also a vinyl panel because it extends here and we can see it's stapled in place. She's powered by the Chris Craft 283. We weren't sure about the engine when it came in. We ran it, and we're happy to say this is one strong running engine. Idled beautifully. It started right up, and of course what we did was attach a fuel line to the carburetor, to the fuel pump, and used fresh ethanol-free gas. But it ran strongly. It's got really good compression. I think that's an awful lot of engine for this 17-foot hull, but it's a very beamy hull, and I'll bet this boat scoots across the water. The floor panels, which are also sheathed in some kind of vinyl, appear to be in good shape. We haven't released them yet. The seat boxes, again, it's kind of new to us because this boat is much younger than any boat we've ever had the pleasure of working on. It's all still pretty well painted. I doubt we'll find any rot issues in either seat base. This is something new. We've got step pads that are teak. And we've got 4 sets. They're in excellent shape. None of the strips are missing. So we'll be able to sort of restore these. Teak is a tough one. You can oil it and it'll, after you've sanded it, it will regain some of the original kind of honey color that's typical of teak. Or what we'll probably do is release all of these and put a couple of coats of second Cetal marine on them. The only problem then is, over time, of course, that's gonna wear off. This is a wear point. You get in and out using these. And some poor soul down the road will have to release them again, strip them all down, sand them, and install them again. The Cavalier logo is in good shape on both sides. The Chris Craft logo is in good shape. We even still have the star. So often they're gone. But as you can see, this is all vinyl. And up here, it's in pretty good shape. The side of the boats, so the hull sides, are painted, and they're not painted in a model correct color. So we'll be doing some work there. The boats is plywood. The hull is plywood and appears to be in pretty good shape. We haven't been able to view the bottom yet because she's still sitting on her trailer. Her dash panel is correct and complete. Now, we may have to replace some of those switches. That's not uncommon, but nobody will be the wiser if we must do that. Again, the windshield frame and the plexiglass, you can see there's a little bit of starring, crazing right across the top of the windshield. We may take some vinyl buffing material and see if we can take some of that out. But in my world, if you've got one that's good, it's starting to pull it apart and go at it with one of those buffers is not something I do happily. And again, on this side, the vinyl on the foredeck looks great. Unfortunately, then we come to the port side where, I don't know if you can see it, but if you look across this deck right along the gunnel, you'll see that in this area, the plywood has failed. It's failed back to here. And of course, these screws go into the edges of the plywood, so there's really not very much holding these screws, and we can see what's happened here. So we have some wood repair that's going to be absolutely necessary along this gunnel, and the only way to get to the wood is to remove this vinyl. So I wouldn't be surprised if we end up having no choice but to replace the vinyl on the decks. Otherwise, the colors and the pattern and the sheen and the finish will be different as we move along. So that's our intake video on our 1966 17-foot Chris Craft Cavalier, all sheathed in vinyl. As we work on it, of course, we'll keep you in the loop. But until then, thank you so much, and bye-bye for now from Snake Mountain Boat Works.